Okay, I am back with our last team for the Black and White Pokemon League. This is Marshall the Mienshao, Caitlin the Sigilif, N the Caracosta, Charon the Superior, Alder the Volcarona, and Ghetsis the Hydreigon. They are, of course, named after trainers who also use these Pokemon in these games, some of whom will be facing, or at least two of whom will be facing. Alright, let's head in. As you can see, these Pokemon are higher levels, so this might be a little bit easier, but should still be a lot of fun. Um, Probably doesn't make sense to have a fighting type. You know what, let's do fighting versus fighting. That could be fun. Let's head over this way, and we'll start with our Mienshao. Marshall against Marshall. By the way, if you guys have been enjoying seeing these battles and seeing these teams in action, I actually did use all of these teams in... I might have said this already, so forgive me if I did. In my my full Pokemon Black 2 playthrough, near the end, I did the Pokemon World Tournament quite a bit, and I used different teams um, in different episodes of that because it got kind of not boring, but I didn't want to be repetitive using the same team from the playthrough in every single like round of the tournament. So it's kind of like this, but instead of facing the Pokemon League, I got to face all kinds of former gym leaders and champions from regions in all the previous games. That was a really fun part of the playthrough. So let's go ahead and just use bounce. So something that's a little different here is that in most of my playthroughs, I try not to use moves that boost the user stats because I find those can be overpowered for like just the in-game battling against the AI. So things like Swords Dance or Dragon Dance, you can easily like use them and then get a sweep. Oh, we missed with bounce. That's unfortunate. Let's try that again. But in this team, it was my very first team I did a video series with, and I did not have that restriction. So most, if not all, of these guys have, I guess not all, but most of these guys do have power-up moves. And they're also super high level, like I said, so this should make this easy, although as you can tell, not that easy, because they still have things like focus bands and good defenses. Alright, let's use... Ooh, all of my moves can miss. High jump kick probably has the best accuracy. I think it's 90% accuracy. I think regular jump kick is 95%. Of course, the downside of the jump kick moves is that if you miss with them, you take half your HP and damage. So let's hope we don't miss. And a one-shot. Okay, cool. Very nice. And Mienshao versus Mienshao. Alright, I'm a little bit worried here about Mienshao, about me using bounce and then his Mienshao using bounce, because it probably knows it. It also might just use fake out here, so it might not matter what I hit. Let's go for high jump kick. Okay, because that way I figure we'll attack first, and that way it won't like use bounce and then we'll miss the high jump kick. So it seems that was the right choice. But yeah, so I also use these teams, in addition to using them during the Pokemon World Tournament, I used some of them during the Black Tower at the end of the Let's Play. At least I think I do. I can't remember which team it was. I think it was the one that we just used previously. Alright, we're back to Sawk, who does have Sturdy as an ability, so a bounce and high jump kick either way won't be a one-hit knockout, and I think high jump kick has a better accuracy than bounce. I think bounce is 85. It's a crit, so good job, Marshall, though I'm not sure that mattered. Close combat will knock us out, but that's okay. Marshall did a great job, and we'll bring in some reinforcements. Alright, since this is going to be a fairly easy matchup regardless, let's go ahead and bring in our Psychic type Kalen. And we're going to go right for Psychic. So you can see here, like, Kalen has Calm Mind, which can make it extra powerful. Although Calm Mind isn't quite as OP as like Swords Dance, Nasty Plot, or Dragon Dance, in my opinion. Okay, and here's Machamp. Let's see if Machamp can survive a Psychic. Probably not. Fighting Pokemon don't tend to have very good special defense. They have great defense, not so good special defense, which, you know, makes sense. There we go. And Conkeldurr. Is this his last one? No, he's one more after this. Oh, Lucario, I think. And Steel versus Psychic. I always want to say that Steel doesn't resist Psychic in later gens, but that's just Ghost and Dark I'm thinking of. It does still resist Psychic attacks. And regardless, we're not in Gen 6 yet, so it wouldn't matter. Alright, so I think we have Heat Wave, don't we? Yep, this is why it's good to have good coverage moves. Since we caught Sigilif in a desert, kind of makes sense that we would know Heat Wave. And down goes Lucario. Just like that, Marshall is defeated. It's funny, I kind of think of this team, this is a weird connection that probably only my brain would make, but it reminds me of Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings, obviously, because Sam was technically a ring bearer, even if it was just for a very short period of time, and therefore he gets to go sail to the west, like the other ring bearers. Okay, where are our potions? And this team, even though it was used in my very first video series I posted with Pokemon, almost more to like test the software and the hardware than anything else. You know, I'm not sure how many views it gets. I guess, I mean, it's still a good series, so the sound is like fine. I don't think I have like the fun borders like I do in a lot of like the later, you know, full Let's Plays and stuff. But okay, let's see, where are we going to next? Let's bring in Cheren versus, let's just do Caitlyn. Since we used Caitlyn, let's go ahead and fight Caitlyn. But so in a similar vein, this team, like, I almost forgot about it, to be honest, or I almost didn't include it because I was like, oh, I already have my Pokemon Black Boss Battle series and my Pokemon Black 2 Let's Play series teams. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, a long time ago I did do a Pokemon White 2 Boss Battle series. So, just like Sam was technically a ring bearer, these guys were technically in online videos, and therefore they get to be included in this episode or in this video as well. And even though they're high level, it's cool using these. Like, I trained these guys, I don't know, you guys will have to watch the videos and see how long ago that was, but I guess like 8 years ago or something. I think I started my channel like 10 years ago, so somewhere around then. Alright, so, you know what, use it or lose it, let's use Coil. That'll increase our attack, defense, and accuracy, which is cool because some of our coverage moves like Iron Tail and Aqua Tail don't normally have perfect accuracy. I think Leaf Blade does have 100% accuracy, and oh no, we have been put to sleep. That's unfortunate. Hopefully we'll wake up pretty quickly. And with Leaf Blade, we might actually sweep her team. I guess she has like Metagross that could stop us. I was thinking we might be outsped, but no, I don't think we will be, because Serperior is also very fast. And with the bonus from Coil and being like 20 levels higher, I would imagine this will one-shot most of our Pokemon, but apparently not. Okay. Musharna is a little tank there. The one thing I don't love about Serperior is that it seems to have a very limited moveset. Like, it's got good stats, it's a solid grass type, which is fine. Grass does have a lot of weaknesses, but it's a good offensive type. But just very limited moves, which is why I know Aqua Tail is a good move. But like Iron Tail, I wouldn't normally take Iron Tail as a coverage move. Let's use Aqua Tail just for fun. I'm not sure if I'm not sure like how the accuracy boosts work. Like, I don't know, does it make it 100% accurate, or is it like 10% more accurate per tier? I can't remember how that really works. So like, I don't know if I use Iron Tail right now, would it be 100% accurate or not? Alakazam is also a very speedy Pokemon, but not speedy enough. The other thing you can do with a Serperior, if you have the hidden ability, which is Contrary, I think it's called. It could be a different name that I'm thinking of, but there's an ability it can have, and other Pokemon can have this too, where the stat changes are opposite. So instead of your stats falling, they would increase, or vice versa. I think that's how it works. So what's really cool about that is if you do a specially based Serperior, you can use, can't remember the name of it now, but the 140 base power, it's like the equivalent of Draco Meteor, but for grass types. And I can't remember the name, but whatever it is, normally it does 140 base power of damage, and then it lowers your special attack by 2 stages. But in Serperior's case, when you use it, it will raise your special attack by 2 stages. So, alright, let's switch off to Aqua Tail again. This probably won't be a knockout because it's only evenly effective, no stab, and Metagross is pretty tanky as well. Really good defense stat. I guess the real question is how much can it do in retaliation? I would have used Meteor Mash if it has it there. Maybe it has Bullet Punch though? Oh, a critical hit. Ah, that's unlucky, but kind of good for us too because we can use somebody else. Alright. So, who should we use here? Let's go ahead and use N, the Caracosta. Alright, I'll get back to that thought in a second. But and also has a stat boosting move. It is Shell Smash. And good, Metagross is slower, that's what I was hoping for. I think we should survive this Earthquake even though we're weak to it. Yeah, no problem at all. Carracosta is slow. When you use Shell Smash, it doubles your speed, your attack, and your special attack. So another overpowered move in my opinion. Or I should say, maybe not overpowered in competitive play where human players can play around it, but in-game it is definitely more powerful than like things the AI would use. The Brilliant Diamond AI is really good, but otherwise, and their teams are really good too, like competitive level good. But otherwise they have a hard time with setup sweepers like this. So yeah, even though those are defenses, we're now super fast, it's super strong, and it's going to be very hard for her to hit anything that stands against us. That's actually the reason I decided to bring our Carracosta out now, where we're already halfway through this team, as opposed to starting fresh, where he could just wipe out a whole team on his own. Which he did do a few times, I think, during the original boss battle series that he was used in. So a little bit hard to set up, but it's nice that you're slower because you get attacked first, normally, when your defenses are not dropped. If he was actually faster than the enemy Pokemon, it would actually be worse because then he would have to use Shell Smash and then get hit by a move when his defenses are weakened. Alright, thank you for the fun battle, Caitlin. Let's go ahead and use a revive. And we'll use a couple potions. Alright, so back to what I was saying about Superior. So using that, I want to say like Leaf Tornado or Petal Blizzard? No, that's a physical attack. Maybe it is Leaf Tornado. I don't know. It's something like that. It's some kind of grass wither. Maybe. I could be totally wrong. Anyway, whatever that move is called. Let's face Grimsley next. And we'll use a bug type, which will be super effective against some of his Pokemon. Yeah, when your special attack is raised 2 stages each time, Superior just gets more and more powerful. The downside is that Superior cannot learn very many special attacks, so you're really reliant on just that one attack, so it's kind of balanced in that way. And you could learn like still Iron Tail and Aqua Tail for coverage, but like you have the chance of missing if you don't have Coil, and if you're like training it competitively, then you can't invest. Well, you could, but it wouldn't be wise to invest EVs into a special attack and attack. So there are downsides to that strategy too. Alright, we're against a flying type. You know what, let's just go for it. Again, I'm hesitant to use these power-up moves because it might just be a clean sweep, but this is already going to be a very long video, so let's not waste too much more time here. Air Release is only a 60 base power attack, so I'm pretty sure Alder can take that. Is that a crit? It's gotta be a crit, right? A critical hit, yeah. Honchkrow does have a high crit chance, so alright, well, in that case, let's use our one Pokemon that does not have a stat boosting move, but is still a very strong Pokemon, another pseudo-legendary with very high base stats. And that would be Hydreigon. A dragon type, so also a favorite of mine. Oh, I didn't realize we had the Dragon Gem. I probably should have saved that. Oh well. Oh, I should have given our Archeops a flying gem too, but I don't think when we used Archeops we had a chance to use Acrobatics. Did we in the final battle? I can't remember now. That was a couple nights ago. I will say it's very hard to get Dark Pulse actually on Hydreigon. At least it was at the time. You have to breed it, and I think maybe even chain breed it. I can't remember, but I did that because I really wanted Dark Pulse, because otherwise you have to learn like Crunch. And Hydreigon's really cool too because it's a special attacker, and it's the first pseudo-legendary to be really kind of designed as a special attacker. In fact, almost all of them have a higher attack stat than special attack stat. I guess it's just Tim and Goodra, I think, are the exceptions. Let's just go with Flamethrower, mix it up a little bit. Full Restore, that's fine. Not surprised he sent Scrafty out since it is a fighting type and fighting is weak against Dark. Hydreigon actually is a little weaker nowadays because Fairy exists and it's doubly weak to Fairy, which is unfortunate, but still a very strong Pokemon. I don't know. Oh, we're switching it. Okay, this is why it's good to switch up your moveset. Houndoom. Okay, well I guess if I use Dark or... No, I didn't use Dark. I used Dragon. Okay. So Dark or Fire would be resisted, but not Dragon. So see if I'd use Flamethrower again. Probably would have activated, I guess, Flash Fire or whatever its ability is. Alright, Earthquake would probably be a knockout, but it's more just for coverage. Because Ground Type is really good as coverage on Hydreigon, even though it is a physical attack. So yeah, a little disappointed I used up our Dragon Gem so early on, but I didn't know we had it, so that's fine. Alright, we are intimidated. Doesn't matter too much, because again, we are a special attacker. Volcarona is also one of my favorites too. By favorites, I mean like top 30 Pokemon. Which doesn't actually sound that great, but when there's more than 1,000, that's still pretty high up there. Probably my favorite bug type, honestly. I mean, Scyther's cool too. There's some cool bug types, but I think probably my favorite. Alright, our attack is weakened, so let's not use Earthquake. But Flamethrower should still be super effective against Bisharp. I really feel like this Bisharp's Quick Claw triggers more than 1 in 10 times. I could be wrong, but it definitely seems like I've encountered it quite a bit. Although again, there might be like confirmation bias where, you know, you don't notice when it doesn't trigger, but of course you notice when it does. And one more Pokemon. Ooh. Pseudo-Legendary versus Pseudo-Legendary. And Sandstream will create a Sandstorm, and Sandstorm increases Rock type's special defense by 50%, which is a cool boost they added. I think Dragon Pulse would do more damage. I really don't know, but let's use Dragon Pulse. If we were at full health, I think we'd probably win this matchup, but we're not, so let's see how we do. Do we get a miss? Ah, we do. Sweet. Okay. Let's try Earthquake, because, you know, Dragon Pulse probably wouldn't be a knockout anyway without a crit. Unless maybe the damage variation was like low the first time and high the second time. But let's see. Oh, so close. So yeah, either way they did about the same amount of damage. Oh, okay. It would have been a knockout. Interesting, but it had a focus band, which is different from a focus sash. Hopefully he's out of full restores. Yes, he is. Ah, we won. That's awesome. Good job, Getsus. That's cool. I like that. Didn't get to use Dark Pulse, but didn't need it. Might use it against the champion or something, we'll see. Although Steel resists Dark still, so I don't know. I was thinking maybe like Aggron or something. And let me just check too. I think, are they both the same base power? That's because of the Dragon Gem I had. That one first. No, 90 and 80. Okay, so Dragon Pulse is the more powerful move. Do we have any more Dragon Gems? Because if we do, I will happily give it to Getsus. I might have used them all during the Let's Play, though. Okay, I guess they would be under here, right? Can I sort by alphabetized? By name? Yes, I can. Draco Plate. Dragon Scale, okay. No Dragon Gems, but let's go ahead and give a Draco Plate. Power up to that dragon attack there. And we'll use some healing items, and then we'll move right along. It is cool that even being like 20 levels higher, like the teams are so strong they actually end up being fun battles still. Like they're not just clean sweeps. Where? Oh. Oh, we do have a Dragon Gem. Oh, gems are in their own pocket. Okay, I didn't realize that. Oh, awesome. Okay. There we go. And I am in the wrong menu. Sorry about that, guys. Hang with me just for a few more seconds. We'll just use a full restore. And of course you can't full restore a fainted Pokemon. That was a misclick. Do I have any max revives? Again, my brain is always like, don't use max revives, but we have 7, and I will... I mean, there's a decent chance I'll never play this version again, this cartridge again. Not this version, I'm sure I'll play it at some point in the future, but this save file, I guess, would be the way to save this. Because all my Pokemon are about to be transferred to Pokemon Bank, and then to Pokemon Home. Alright, so I feel like Alder didn't get too much time last time. Even though Bug's not good against Ghost, Fire is fine, so let's give him a shot here. Yeah, that critical hit Aerial Ace did us in. Because I was thinking like Aerial Ace is a low base power move. It's only base power of 60, so I wasn't too worried about it. But Honchkar is actually surprisingly strong, and And I think it does have an ability that gives it a high crit chance, or crits do more damage. It's like, it might be Snipe, or maybe it's both. Super Luck and Sniper. Maybe you have a choice between the two abilities, and I'm not sure which one that one had, but either way, didn't bode well for our Volcarona. And of course she starts with Pythagoras again. It likes to use Will-O-Wisp, but it can't burn us, thankfully, because we are a fire type. Not sure it can really do too much damage, especially if we use Quiver Dance to get our special defense up too. Quiver Dance is like a Calm Mind with a speed boost built in, so it's also a very good move. Which is kind of cool though, because most bug types are not that strong, and the ones that are strong are not special attackers, like Heracross or Sizer. So giving us Quiver Dance, let's just use one boost, so we're not too OP. Actually makes Pokemon like, Butterfree, and I think Venomoth can probably learn it. At least they have something, because they're already just like so weak in terms of stats. And they're cool Pokemon, so. And then you have Volcarona, which is like not quite as true legendary, but also very high base stats. Right, Flamethrower again. So it just makes that like a very powerful Pokemon. One of the strongest in Gen 5, and still probably usable to this day, I would think. Not sure if it's in Gen 9, but at least like in Gen 8, I would imagine it was competitive. Alright, Drifblim. Now Drifblim might survive a Flamethrower, it has very high HP, but let's give it a shot and see what happens. That's a lot of damage. Ooh, a crit. Our turn to get lucky. Good job, Aldred. Taking revenge against another flying type. I don't think I've trained a Honchkrow or a Drifblim. Or again, at least not since I was a kid. Alright, so Chandelure is a fire type, which means it resists both Flamethrower and Bug. In fact, I think it doubly resists Bug type. So let's go with our coverage move, Psychic. The good news is it probably can't do much to us in return. It can use like Flamethrower. Well, oh, another crit! Ha! Now we're getting all the crits. Awesome. But I can't remember if our ability is like Swarm or Flame Body. I don't think it's one that absorbs fire, though. That'd be Flash Fire. Psychic is super effective, so let's use that. Since Gengar is part poison type, of course. Part of me feels like I've trained a Honchkrow, but I think I'm just imagining that, because I've come close to it a few times recently. But it just never makes the cut, because it's always hard to fit flying types on a team. There's so many good flying types, and I don't like to double up on types. Alright, well, here's the perfect time to use Flamethrower against an Ice type. She has a nice variety of types on her team, though. She has a pure Ghost type, Ghost Poison, Ghost Fire, Ghost Ice, Ghost Ground, and Ghost Flying. So, a nice range there. Alright, so now we've used every member of the team at least a little bit. We are a little lucky that we know that her Hydreigon is first. We could use Volcarona's bug-type attacks. Let's bring... oh, I don't know. I always think Cheren has a bug-type attack, but it does not. It can't learn X-Scissor, I don't think, because it has no arms. Let's bring Marshall out. Might as well use our fighting type. See how he does. I am using this full restore not for a good use, because it's only like 20 HP or whatever it was, but again, there's no way I'll make it through all these potions, so in the interest of your guys' time and mine. And then after this, we'll have either Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, so the Hoenn Pokemon League. The remake one too, which is pretty cool. The original wasn't bad, but of course the remake ones are almost always better. They have cooler Pokemon, they can draw from more generations. I almost said seasons, more generations, cool new moves, so that'll be fun. Got some very fun teams that I'm excited to use in those too. Alright, Iris, let's do this one last time. This is weird to think, like I don't know when the next time is I'll face Iris, because I have like no plans for a Generation 5 playthrough of any type in the near future. I'm sure I will at some point, especially because I do plan on doing boss battles for Soul Silver and Platinum soon. But I've already done a boss battle series of Pokemon Black and Pokemon White too. I've done a full Let's Play Pokemon Black too, so it really would just be to use different Pokemon. not to get like videos I don't already have on my channel, so that might be a while. Plenty of newer Pokemon games I need to catch up on, because I don't think I have any, besides Brilliant Diamond, I don't have any like Gen 7 Plus Let's Plays. I haven't even played most of the Gen 7 Plus games, honestly. Alright, let's not bother with Swords Dance, because we might not survive a Dragon Pulse or something anyway. Me and Shell does not have the best defenses. We'll go right for High Jump Kick. And it's a hit. Sweet. Alright, yeah, no way Hydreigon is going to survive that. It is a very powerful, super effective attack. And Salamence. Okay, that Intimidate is going to hurt. Don't like that. I wonder what Salamence is going to do. It could use Dragon Dance, which would be horrible. So could use a Dragon move. Do we have any Steel types? We do not. And obviously no Fairy types, so let's use Stone Edge. Another hit. Good job, Marshall. It'll do a lot less damage than it would have otherwise. Might have been a knockout otherwise, honestly. Yeah, it would have been. But that's why Intimidate is such a good ability. And Draco Meteor, a very cool attack. A little bit of a weird one to give to Salamence, because its special attack is not that great. Like, it's fine. It can definitely be a special attacker. I think Mixed Ments, as it was called, was big in the day. And Life Orb too, okay. Let's go for Stone Edge again. She's gonna use a full restore, so I don't want to use bounce, but otherwise doesn't really affect us too much. I'm surprised Salamence didn't use like fly or something. And again, okay, now Stone Edge has 80 base power, sorry, 80 base accuracy. I'm gonna use High Jump Kick actually, just because it'll kill it regardless. It has so low HP, and High Jump Kick has a better chance of hitting. And Aggron, okay. Plus, it's always fun to have a Pokemon go out with a bang on using its like strongest attack. Can we get lucky again? Yes, our luck holds. Good job, Marshall. Doing a lot of damage. Now it will have Sturdy. Oh, it doesn't have Sturdy. That's right, it has Rockhead. I forgot that. I always think it has Sturdy, but nope, it has Rockhead. Alright. And there's Lapras. Okay, well, again, might have a Marshall sweep here. Glitter Bells got their chance to shine in other battles. Yeah, it's super effective. And Mienshell's pretty fast. I mean, so is like Archeops. I'm surprised she hasn't brought an Archeops yet. You think a flying type would be perfect for this. She always seems to want to save it. Another hit. Turns out 90% is good enough. And oh, Haxorus did survive. Okay. I think it does have a Focus Sash anyway. Which honestly, good Pokemon to use Focus Sash on. Okay, so who should we use now? Let's go ahead and use Ghetsis. Dragon versus Dragon. And she's probably going to heal here. Let's use Dark Pulse 1 because we haven't had a chance to use Dark Pulse yet. Okay, doesn't matter. And I want to save my Dragon Gem. I don't want to use it for like 5 HP, you know? Level 100. Oh, that's perfect. Good job, Ghetsis. Okay, and against Archeops, I don't know if we're faster or not, but let's find out. We are faster, and we have this boosted Dragon Pulse. This should definitely take out Archeops. Archeops is a lot of fun to use, but doesn't have the best defenses. Alright, down you go. That was fun, and yeah, just one more time, if you guys enjoyed this, I have plenty of Generation 5 playthroughs and games on my channel, so check those out. Otherwise, stick with me, and I will see you back here for the Hoenn League in Gen 6.